Another reason why people fail in this business is they think this is a get-rich-quick scheme. They think they come in and the next day they're wealthy. And I hate that. Because that's not what this business is. Now, if you're a farmer and you wanted to plant a kernel of corn, you start with one kernel, right? Then you plant it. Now, when you plant that kernel, do you sit there the next day and... No. You must first plant it properly in fertile soil, aerate, rotivate the soil. Then you have to water and fertilize the plant. Then you have to take out the weeds around the plant. In other words, there's a lot of work that goes into it. And finally, when the plant gets about this high, does that mean now that it's that it's time to stop? No. Why? Because you have investment in that plant already, and it can still die. After some more rotivating and some more fertilizing, now there's more birds to scare away. However, after all of that, when the plant matures, what happens? From that one little kernel, after all that work, after all that effort, comes thousands. If you want to succeed in this business, think like a farmer. That's the only way you're going to succeed in this business. Don't think sales. Don't think volume. Think like a farmer. People fail in this business because they only want the fruits of the harvest, but they are not willing to go through the effort of actually plowing the fields, planting the seeds, fertilizing the soil, watering the sprouts, taking out the weeds, chasing away the pests, and going through the daily process of getting your hands dirty with soil. All they want are the benefits. Hey, wake up. That's not what this business is about. And I really don't think that you should promote it that way. If you know somebody in your organization who goes around, presenting the business in that way, hey, come on, just purchase a coin, you don't have to do anything. Oh, and you're going to cycle every day within 2 weeks. If you want to have a large organization and the financial benefits, large weekly checks, then you must be willing to pay the price. You must be willing to miss out on a few parties, a few movies, a few golf games, or whatever it is you do for recreation for a few months. How many here have sacrificed? You glad you made that sacrifice? Yes. When I'd give my testimony before, in groups about how do you call this? The success that I achieved and everything, or that I came to, people go, oh, Joe, you're so lucky you made this kind of money. I'm like, what do you mean lucky? Man, I spent 10, 11, 12, 13-hour days building this business. But then you reap the benefits of it, right? You must be willing to get yourself trained so that you can train others. Because that's part of the process. That's what separates us from get-rich-quick schemes. You must be willing to spend a lot of time in training others so they can be leaders in their own right. There is a cost, there is a price to be paid to be successful in this business. You have to be willing to count it. You have to count the cost. This is a nurturing business. Nurture people, make them into leaders. That takes time. That whole process takes time. That's why this is not get rich quick. I know some people in this business that have made a lot of money the first month, the first 2 months. But then 3, 4, 5 months later, no more. In fact, no more in the business. On the other hand, I know people that didn't earn money their first week, their second week, their third week. But then they qualified for their coin. 2 weeks later, they get their first check. 2 weeks later, they get another check, a little bit bigger. 1 week later, they get, you know what I'm saying? These are the guys that I enjoy watching. Because these guys do it right. They don't think volume, they don't think sales, they think training, they think nurturing. That process takes time. This is a get-rich-sure, not get-rich-quick scheme. There is a world of difference between the two. Okay, learn how to point it out, even in your presentation. That's why I like that lady's presentation so much. Because right away, she comes right out and says, this is a lot of hard work. This is a lot of painful experience that you have to go through, rejection, disappointment. Are you willing to go through that? Because if you're not, then I'd rather not talk. I'd rather not present the business to you. That's why her leader